Alright, just give me 1 sec. Alright, just give me 1 sec. We got the stream URL. Tweet this out. What's up, Phil? Congrats on being the first. Yeah, you're the Phil, you're the Lena of streaming viewers. Let's get out of there. They don't need to see that. I'm not going there. Okay. It's day 7. Four concurrents. It's got to be a record.
Every day at the main event is moving day. Move into the money.
Congratulations, you all made the money!
Move into the top 100.
What is this? Is this real life? As soon as it hits the top 100, it's going to start to feel real.
Today, players look to move on to day 8 and the final table. Oh my, she got them both to fold the best hands.
Great play.
The river card is a 9 that brings home the straight for Arthur Morris.
Big mistake. Don't mess with me this orbit.
Trying to summon a 10. It's a huge day at the main event. Move on or move out.
I'm new to this kind of content, guys, so any recommendations, feel free to send them. Thanks, Greg.
Jonathan Tamayo flopped a set of 7s. Rick Lowe flopped top pair, which is no good.
Yeah, we got Tamayo here. About to stack an old man. Yeah, this guy goes right for the jugular. Not messing around with the old queen jack. Look at this guy, Tamayo. Just pure sex. Gonna slow play this old man. Can't have a set, right? You just called. Oh, good game, sir. Great run. And he checks it. Probably going for a check rip, honestly. $2.2 million? Almost. Oh, great run, sir. There it is. All in a snapper. Sees the bad news. Oh, we got Coco in the chat. This guy needs a lady or a J. Not many left. He's getting up. It's a good move.
For Rick Lowe, I'm hearing words of another all-in. Tamayo with ace queen. Song has ripped it with ace nine.
Wow, Song had a massive chip stack. About to get showered by his Asian brethren. Do you want like a 6? 6, 7, or a 9? Not a good card. Good game, sir. Yeah, he's going to be tilted about that. He had a lot of chips. Schwartzberg. Looks like some type of nuclear scientist. Who's this chick? Oh, and here's the end boss himself, Lena. Just gonna peel right, nice and easy. Schwartzberg guy looks like he's here to play. Pretty nutty flop for the eights. Hits her with the C bet. Obviously going nowhere. Judging by the fact this girl has a cat, maybe multiple cats on top of her chips. I think this guy's gonna double barrel. She looks uncomfortable right away. You got an overpair. Yes. There's not many turns that will keep eights as wow. This is the beauty of the main event right here. Little all you can eat. Kyosev versus Bach. Classic Street Fighter battle. Wow. What a flop for Kyosev. Look at all those outs. Or Royal. That'll do it. Nuclear physicist versus Chrissy B. What a flop for Jax. This guy seems kind of sticky too. This guy gonna do something silly here? I'll get some of the commentary on, but I'm gonna wait for the night shift. This guy really looks like he wants to do something. Ace 8 is just way too weak to call with, so never mind. Christie's loving that. Wow. Make sure to like and subscribe. Share this, guys. Let's get these numbers up. I'm trying to make a living over here. Schwartzberg gonna assy lead this puppy. Kristen's gonna bet like 1.5 mil. King Doinky asks, can I do this in Norman Chad's voice? Only Norman Chad can do that, sir. Only one man with that voice. What do we got here? 1.6? Come on. I'm the best. Wow, this guy is just bleeding chips off here. Duck, duck, goose. Great river for Chrissy. This guy looks like the type of guy that likes to spew chips, too. And Chrissy is super aggressive. I kind of feel like this guy's going to make an absurdly bad hero here. Just put her on the old Queen Jack, King Jack. You see him look at her right away. That guy's going to hero this shit. Oh my god, he's going to do it. Oh my god. This is so bad. There it is. Take the chips. I mean, this is just her image. People know she blasts. Russell Rosenblum. Believe it or not, I think this guy like won the main. About to get dusted.
Big time sports bettor won the Circa competition the last couple of years, I believe.
Yeah, he's pretty good at almost anything he does.
Yeah.
That's a fun one to win. It's $1 million, right?
Yeah, well, no, three. His team split $3 million. There are two other guys with him looking for help. That's going to do it. Russell Rosenblum, one of the names of the World Series and gambling's past, out here on day 7.
He was 6th at the O2 main event, which Robert Varconi won, and impressively now, his 6th main event cash of this century. Well done, Russell Rosenblum.
Russell. Never mind, he did not win the main event. And there go half our viewers. Russell Rosenblum. Shorter than Ralph Massey. Bye, buddy. Let's get to the next hand.
At our feature table with Kings is Hoffman all in. Jason Hoffman, seat 1. And with pocket 9s, Jason James, who won the tag team event with 9s. And
That's like the worst feeling ever. Just get it all in so good. Flop has you close to dead. In the main for 16 million chips. I guess that's a good card. This guy knows he's toast. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Showers, buddy.
Back then called Poker Pioneer, called that because he is.
This is dicey right now. 10 deuce. I know you're suited, but you're up against the greatest online tournament player ever. Does flop a duck. Hit her with a little 650. Smaller. 450. I mean, this is the tough part about playing these hands out of position. Oh, wow. She's going to raise. This is real dicey. Obviously going nowhere. Wow, what a turn. You kidding me? What a freaking turn. Now this guy could get showered. Oh, what a river. What a river. And she's just basically going to bet it all. He's obviously snapping. She gets the bad news. No, she didn't bet all of it, but basically. The rich get richer. Good old St. Nick. Scooping a double. Let's get those likes up, guys. This is big. Like and subscribe. Share this. I'll put this in my Twitter bio somehow.
Is that the question?
He threw in a green chip. I
Right. Okay. They were going to count the whole stack, but it was not. That's not correct.
Yeah. Of course, like it. I mean.
All right. Busy. Brian Kemp is all in with Ace King. Orson Young in seat 1. 3-bet with the pocket tens. So Brian at risk for almost $8.4 million. He needs help now. 1 spade.
Wow, huge flip. Huge fucking flip here. Orson's an old friend. Very good no limit there. Is he going to do it? Wow. Barry Greenstein. Oh, the dream spot for aces. Just raises, gets 3-bet, and then cold. Gets to just pile. Knowing one of these guys probably has to call. That's a great fucking feeling. This guy's asking for a count. He's definitely not folding jacks here. He probably should in the main, honestly. I mean, does this guy ever have worse? There he goes for it. What a spot for aces. 28 million. These are final table stacks now. Look how happy this kid is. This guy's cooking up a bad beat right now. Cooking up a bad beat soup. Rubbing those paws together, praying.
If the Israeli can take it down, that'll put him right up there toward the top of the stacks here at this feature.
Try flatting.
So the flop we go. Jacob says hello.
I believe Dan Weinman caught a jack last year as well. Similar scenario. And for Zadok, the light is seriously dimming, Ali.
Well, a smile on his face, but obviously a very different sentiment inside. Jack's full on the turn still. Zadok hunting a needle here as you see Jesse Caps, who made a deep run himself there on the rail, giving piggybacks.
That could go poorly.
Yeah.
Guys,
And the river, a one-legged ace, not the variety required.
Wow, this guy's got a crazy fucking rail. How deep are we? Like that's like already like a good final table. Just got the girl like in like the chicken fight position. Gonzalez. Oh my god. Just flopping quads. Quiznos. This guy's definitely gonna see bet. What do you even do here with quads? You can't lose. Gotta just call, right? There it is. Just try to make it look like you got ace high, low pocket pair. This guy might want a barrel, try to get him off ace high. No. Doesn't take the bait. This guy James is a very good online player. Jaded Jason, I think is his screen name. Grinders no. True grinders no. Here comes a big bet. Half pot. It's big for tournaments.
All in a call over at table C. This one involves Vaisman and
Wow.
Latinois.
And it's on Wu closing the action, I believe. I see him and Latinois very deep. Does Wu want to hunt the 6, Ali?
This would be action on the side. As it came down, Latinois made it $1 million to go. Wu flatted. Then, of course, we saw Vaisman jam. Well, we didn't see it, but we can deduce it.
Good luck, Vaisman, gentlemen. Sees the bad news. We saw Jack speed aces once today.
Don't do that.
We did just objectively see it.
But
And also Latinois has 46 million back, so it wouldn't be
fair. That's right. You're absolutely right
fair
about
enough.
that. I take that back. It was more the broom ride, which we, are concerned about for the man at risk. And this is a very different development. However, spades
does have the spade.
Deuce 3 for the chop.
Deuce 3 is possible.
Ragnar says Will just trying to get max value on his Poker Go subscription. Bro, I don't even have a Poker Go subscription. Shit's too expensive. Wow. Quads. Good game, buddy. Weissman. Tamayo putting the Hall of Famer in the cage. Looks like Rast opened. Under the gun +1. Oh no, sorry. 3-bet. Oh man, he should definitely fold this. I mean, in the main, this deep, this is just ace queen off is never good here. You're just praying he has jacks.
On the river, where he called a gentleman's hand exactly as 2 5s in a very improbable spot. And note that Rasty will still have 17 bigs with which to fight on, but he decides to make the call. And Tamayo, well in front, as you can see, 71%, but over a quarter of the time, this ace-queen will lay claim to the almost 25 million.
Let me just verify real quick. I'm pretty certain.
I'll tell you what, if Rast saw Tamayo fold queens to a single open, he would not be calling off here. He could only go into the future. He's got the magician on the rail over there.
On the rail, Rasty going over for the update.
Magician's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Oh shit, we went too far. Sorry, guys. My bad. Difficulties. Okay, going over the rail. Look at the way Antonio looks at him here. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Think ace queen is good there? Oh shit, so they just cut to the other hand. Okay. So Chrissy's all in for dust. Needs to spike an ace against this gentleman. Not a good turn. Ace on the river. Barry Greenstein style. Foxen knows it's coming. There it is. Sick. Oh man, look how happy Foxen is. This is just so wholesome. You just love to see it. Are we going to see Rast get showered? No, we just see Tamayo stacking his chips. There he goes. He knows it. He's burned out. 24th place. If only he could have seen that queen's fold. Might still be in this puppy. But what are we doing here? I can't watch this again. Looks like Moreau's 3-bet Foxen and checks this flop. Real trouble for Chrissy. Yeah, she's got to think she has the best hand a lot. I mean, this guy just looks like he has ace king, ace queen, Maybe a little queen jack suited. He's just going to trap. It's a weirdly played hand by him already. That is a terrible card for both their hands. Wow. Is Chrissy going to bluff at this? If she's bluffing, she basically figures out he has a better overpair. No, she checks, yeah. Because he's going to have a lot of aces. Another spade. 4 spades. Now, Chrissy can actually win this pot. Because even if he has an ace, he could have ace-king without a spade. All those combos are live. If he has an ace without a spade, it's really, really hard for him to call here. Unless he wants to bluff. I mean, this is such a good bluff spot. Your hand's just never winning at showdown. This guy doesn't have 7s or 8s. She's going to go for it. And the thing is, you don't even need to bet that much. You bet like 3.5. If you do get called, you still got some chips. Here it comes. Look at the poise. What a professional. Let the professionals handle this.
She is breathing heavily, it would appear. Not suggesting any correlations whatsoever. These moments,
Ali, she's reaching
bear
in a major
weight.
way.
And yes,
Beautiful.
look at the moxie.
Oh, great bet. There's no way this guy can call. Yeah, there it goes. What a hand. What a player. Look how Foxen just fell in love all over again. We got a flippy here.
Will be Yake Wu appears to have gotten his remains involved with Malcolm Franke. It's nickels against the king queen.
Ali's such like nickels. Nobody calls it that.
21 million chip pot, A7-6 clubless kit for both parties. Yake steps back forward for a closer look. His 5s. Poised to double. You see his rail. Looking on, and then the red king. A disastrous development. Painfully leaving Wu with a 2-outer here. We've seen some miraculous things, but not this time. The dream here, but very much the nightmare if we're
Probably
Russell
calling.
having stuck half our stack plus out here.
I've not had a fun time against you at this tournament.
Ace king.
Okay, I mean, I can't fold for So I call.
He says he can't fold for it and announces call, Nick.
I'm not sure which one of you is all in.
61.7 in the middle.
It's exactly where my eyes were trained. This is an incredibly large pot.
Such a messed up spot with me. Limping pretty flop.
This is unbelievable.
This guy knows he's screwed.
Russell does cover ever so slightly.
I don't know how to tell you this, but jacks have performed quite well against aces.
Well, good time for a jack.
Well, both for Mr. Weinman, a couple of...
Okay, you want me to double check or you're sure?
Last main event, and then already here today, we observed for Yegor, Jacob pay us a visit quite fruitfully. Can Coelho actually allow aces to hold? It sure looks that way.
Man. Does it get any sweeter than ace in the window?
Not sure it does.
This would be unbelievably dirty.
It is official.
Ace is full on the turn.
I'm not sure if I got. Yeah, just
there wasn't a whole lot of doubt.
Double count.
Raise.
Action open to this 4-bet, which came into 10 million.
Here's aces again against fours.
Brian ushered out. And now, the most dire of straits for Gerardo Hernandez. He knows it. Knapsack over the shoulder. Back off briefly. If he's got a 4 in that backpack, it's time to flick it onto the felt. Can't be blamed for collecting his belongings. But he finds the 4.
Hang on a second.
Not so fast, my friend.
Viva Mexico, settle down, though.
Yeah,
settle
tranquilo.
Down. Tranquilo, cabrón.
Brian, by the way, would have worked his way into the nut flush draw here with a pair of 10s had that option been made available by Mura. Instead, Gabriel needs the ace.
What a huge 4 that is with the Brian extra chips, a triple up. He's right back in it.
More pressing matters to attend to, it would seem. And they involve our man Russell, who I believe has been shipped over to this table from table B.
See if he can run it back. It's dire as it stands. Ace-8 for Russell. Latinois in with the ace-king.
Played it as a flat, by the way, looking to invite perhaps trouble.
Russell has 500 back. 1,000, that is.
Jack 4-4 board. Backdoor spades and opportunities, but problems at present.
Oh, this dude just doing some stalling here. It's pretty brutal, honestly. I guess there's like a pay jump or something. I mean, this is just completely unbearable. There it goes.
Does end up shipping the 500 out there. Latinois always a caller. And now, an 8 million chip pot. Just 16% to scoop it. 15% of the time with 2 to come. They will cut it up. Which, by the way, this, backward blue baseball cap and Bordeaux aren't generally.
Oh, yeah. You can see that glass is kind of leaning a little bit, too. 3 on the turn. Can Russell find the 8 or a 3 or a jack?
This guy's wearing like a full jacket covered with
He needs to. And instead...
And a very good run to you, sir.
It's the 9.
The guy with the jacket just celebrates the pay jump. All right, let's get to the real thing. Got to get to the right day, guys. Bear with me. Okay, here we go.
The final table at the 2024 World Series of Poker Main Event is tantalizingly close.
Sometimes you make a deep in the main. So when you do, the real comes out.
The bracelet. The glory. The $10 million. All within reach. Day 8 can merge dreams with reality. For Yegor Moroz. For Kristen Foxen. For all those lucky enough to have chips.
This level is my life. I would say that I'm rooting for you, but that would be a lie.
We need a river.
Foxen can't bear to look.
Oh, my God. It is the ace. Go on, Christy.
9 players are about to reach their final destination. It is oh so close.
What a fucking tournament. I should never miss this tournament. If you're like a poker player and you don't play this tournament, it's just, you failed. Wow, look at this guy. Look at this guy with the full-on leave suit about to just completely bad beat the shit out of this guy and send him home. Good game, sir.
Griff works out of Scottsdale for Meta, formerly Facebook, project manager there, and looking for help in the end, and he finds it. Oh my gosh, the river card has been quite nasty the last few days here.
Clearly.
Wow, this dude totally mushed himself in the leave suit. Celebrated way too early. This dude's about to have a heart attack. They said he worked for Facebook, so he's got to be rich, right? This guy. Classic race. 6s versus Ace King suited. Feels like Ace King suited should be like 65% here. This guy's wearing like a bear suit now? What is going on? Oh, what a huge pot. Lose a flip, you're out. Win, you could final table in Maine. Just one card to fade for this guy. Get your arm off me, buddy. Gotta win this pot. Oh, what a dirty way to go. His dad like celebrated too because he thought he won. Huge pot. Good run, sir. Wow, and it looks like Duck Dynasty basically 3x'd off a 10 big blind stack. He's about to be in a bad spot. This guy's just Hollywooding the shit out of him. I can't stand this shit. He smiles too. Oh, it's the main, I guess.
All in? Hey, it's all in. All in call.
All in call.
Ryan decides to raise call off here with
Tuck Dynasty. Going for it. Going hunting. Are those actual leaves? This guy's about to blow away. It's a sick hoodie. Not that one. Both these guys can afford to buy an extra tooth if they final table this puppy. Wow, that's death for this guy. Needs like a club or he's toast. Yeah, he knows the light is fading. Does he know he lost? Here it is. Wow, look at that. That's very sweet. I'm touched. Truly. Competitors. Gambling for millions. Oh, wow. And this guy just stepped in it. Tamayo. Picking up the weapons of mass destruction. Really no better spot than this. Ooh. Little Sweatsky. Never want to see that when you got aces. Just gonna fade that lady. Look at Tamayo channeling all of his energy. Both these guys. Look at Tamayo just trying to look at that dealer. Just yeah, there it is. Wow. Ace on the river every time. Huge pot for Tamayo. Real OGs know about Tamayo. Oh, Foxton's got a heap of chips now. It's bad news for her. Obviously gonna 3-bet it. Can't imagine Foxton's gonna fold. Yeah, she's going nowhere. Wow. Could honestly go all in here. I mean, SPR is 2 for this guy. He's gonna bet pretty small. The 4th pot. She's just gonna call. I don't blame her. This guy basically only has a pot-sized bet left now. Kind of a weird spot. Oh, and that's a terrible turn for him. It's like you don't want to check because then you kind of give away your hand a little. Also don't want to bet. He's gonna bet. He's going small. I don't know. Man. When you bet this size, like what hand that called the flop is ever folding? Maybe like King Jack, King 10 suited. So this hand's my full pre-flop. Oh, this is just a terrible run out for him. Does he have one more bullet in the chamber? Yeah, he's going to check. Chrissy's going to be real happy to win this one. Dude, look how psyched Foxen is. And she might be the chip leader right now. Scooping pots. Get the night shift in here.
Chip leader.
That is amazing. Down to her last card with 5 big blinds about this time yesterday. And she has climbed back, and she is on top of the heap with 16 moment as we have an all-in and call at the other table. Let's see if we can catch it up. Cards on their backs. And it is Otero at risk with a...
Wow, this old guy's just trying to shower this guy with the 9-7 off. Can he do it? Oh, it's not the worst flop. He's got it. Oh, his gut shot's no good. But he's got backdoor diamonds. I'm surprised he has 23%. Well, that's a real good card. Hit a 5 now. I like this dude. Oh, it's a dirty way to go. Showers, buddy. I like this guy. This guy's just giving big hugs. A lot of love. A tap on the head to the guy that just decapitated him. It's all in city over here. Is Bear Suit at risk? Oh my god. Bear Suit. I don't know how he got into this spot. He's about to be going back to the woods. Always jacks, too. Brian Kim's going to have a pile. I like how this dude with the bear suit, his rail has like 30 people. Brian Kim's rail is probably just one guy with like a computer and pile open. Moreau's about to be a corpse. Look at Duckman. Look at this guy filming. Oh, the light is dimming, brother. The light is dimming very fast. Even Duckman knows it. He's like a half prayer. Showers, buddy. Duckman deflates instantly. Well, the rail gives. This is a very spiritual rail. Look at that hug. Jesus Christ. It's like uncomfortably spiritual. Right, this guy either has the best diet in the world or he does heroin. Well, we got a squeezer here. 20 bigs. Kim has heaps. He's opening wide. C-Rock shouldn't be too strong calling. This puppy's going all in. Cut off for small and butt big. Yeah, this is going all in. Shippity doo dah. See if we got the night shift yet.
Especially for 10s off of 20 bigs.
Here they come.
Raise.
What's up with the one chip? Like, why don't you just put it all in, man? We got places to be. I think Flo's gonna pick this up. Yeah, Float doesn't love it, but thing is, like, aces, kings are just 3-betting. They're not just shoving. Even ace king might want to induce. Big flip here. Big flip. Telling his rail. C-Rock looks ready to take this guy's soul. Look at C-Rock, man. He's feeling it. Yep, there it is. Oh man, this is great. This guy knows shower's time. Oh, his dad's gonna film his bust out hand up close. It's brutal. Not even a gutter. A little light stretching. C-Rock is feeling it. Does a little dance. Oh, sorry, busted you. Good game, sir. C-Rock raised under the gun. Kristen defended the big. I mean, this is just such a juicy spot for ace king because you're supposed to be betting this with like any hand. Just putting ICM pressure on her. Obviously, she can never fold, but it's like, I mean, there's not a lot of good turns. He's like staring into her soul. Total brick. Obviously, I've seen this hand before, but I'm going to pretend like I haven't. I mean, he's literally just thinking about Vegas and the fucking Mirage at this point. Can't believe how good this spot is. Do I want a table full of cocaine or just to go to Disney World after I ship this thing? And these, if you've been in these spots before, not even the main, just deep in a tournament, when you have a hand like this, it's just such a good feeling. Grabbing those chips. Healthy grab. Kristen eyeing it. She does not like that. She's looking at her stack. I watched this last night. I was shocked, honestly, when I was watching it live. I really thought she was thinking about calling or folding and nothing else. You can see the way she's counting her chips. Look at this. Like, this is the way he puts the sunglasses on and just stares at her. That's either a reverse tell, or he wants her to think he's strong and he's weak, or he's just fucking nutted and he happens to be nutted. And she took a long time during this hand. Like, it legitimately felt like it didn't feel like Hollywood at all. It felt like she had a real decision. Checks back again. Look how focused she is. I honestly think she just didn't know what to do. It's not an easy spot. Let the professionals handle this.
Solid, right?
I would think so. I mean, you know, he hasn't had the best seat today, right? He didn't have all those chips to begin with. He had Ostet to his left. She's going all in.
Oh, wow. Snappy dappy, and she knows it. Oh. Oh, she does the head cut off. And Flo's just energized to the chip lead. Look at this guy. I mean, C-Rock's been around a long time. He's never had a sweat like this. Getting ready. Honestly, like the whole energy, not just the room, but like the internet. The energy went out of the internet after this hand because everybody was rooting for her. Oh, so sweet. Great run. What a class act. Flo's pays homage to the soul he just snatched. I haven't seen a hand from Lena yet. Wow, this guy's just rocking out. I mean, what a high. Wow, and look at this, some street poker. This old man just puts this guy in with the 6-5-0, and this guy heroes him with the queen-9 off. This guy's just like an old school gambler. Good call, sir.
I don't know if I call his hand.
And Mora hold.
Maybe you're right.
Close, but I think I go for another round.
Yeah, because he can have all the other rounds.
Delighted, of course, is Gabriel and his rail to be in such great shape. That shape continues, but note a dirty little gut shot.
There is a dirty little gut shot out there. He could then catch the 10 on
Ali is too much, man.
turn, but we're in great shape.
This guy is a commentator.
Oh, no.
Oh my God, comes in the 7.
Shape-shifting 7 of clubs as the 26.4 lists incredibly heavily toward Mr. Sagal.
This guy knows it's over. Look at him. Can't even pretend.
Better have their finger on the trigger as perhaps some F-bombs will be present. The 5 isn't going to do it.
What a run for Mora.
This guy dropped so many F-bombs, he ran out of F-bombs, basically. That's brutal. Call with queen-9, you're right. Flop the guy to it, and he binks it. Oh, wow. This guy Griff had like dust.
Some bunch. You have over 30, right?
It came down as a min raise from Griff, the jam from Frankie, the snapper from the button.
Put a hand on the button.
Jordan, the covering stack, the dominating hand, and perhaps
King comes is nice little spot.
the sense that he is going to bring us a click closer to a final table with 11 remaining. 71.8 million chip pot. 984
So good.
isn't helpful to this ace queen. 10 jack runner possible. Lady luck, that which we seek with immediacy.
Like, if you're a commentator and you're competing with Ali Najad, you're not competing with another commentator. This guy is like a fucking poet. Can't describe it. It's not fair.
All right, King. Yeah. It's got the club working now. 2 outs for Frankie.
That Queen of Clubs comes off the board, and as we can see, the Queen of Diamonds is grayed out. That card already pitched. This is a pure one-outer.
Griff said, "Don't do it to me. Not like this." It's a dangerous thing to say in this situation, but he does fade it. And a very good game to you, sir. What a run. What a come up for Griff, Ali.
Well, I don't need to explain just how much emotion bubbles beneath the surface for all parties that remain here at this point. Griff with the primal outburst.
10 left.
Wow. That guy Griff had no chips. I don't hear these guys.
10 or a 9-10. Not necessarily. Oh my. You would like to have the 7-8 against bottom
My
set
goodness.
and set as well. Oh my word.
The joint for Sirac. A gutter and second pair effective for Ustet with blocker properties and bottom set for Griff. Uh-oh.
Yeah. 3, 4, 5. Call.
For Jordan, without question, this feels like such a dreamy spot. We don't expect the nuts to risk losing customers, so we remove that from Ustet's range, perhaps, and then the flat from Sirac could be all manner of
turn coming.
Things.
Clean for Sirac, obviously. Disastrous for Griff. For Ustet, he does double block the straight, but the overcall from Griff on the flop is so kind of alarming. And by the way, one must say, Sirac is pretty composed out there, just, you know? I know he has the stone nuts, but he's not just his body. He looks pretty...
Yeah, I think that's so true. Like, he doesn't give anything away. Like, it legit looks like he could have, like, fucking 6-7. He's trying to make a play. 10-8 off.
Calm.
We know why. On this occasion,
what was the bet? 11 million. For Griff, likely we call. We're in the kind of call and pray zone, I suppose.
he agrees. And by the way, the call comes in with some pace. So Ustet can begin to sense that sevens are performing quite poorly for the time being.
Ustet may still wonder about a sticky aces or kings, but he is gone, and a nice choice it was. 43.7 in the middle.
Griff needs to find a pair on the board, and he's found quads.
Oh my.
And suddenly,
Griff is on a heater right now. Joe's trying to figure it out. 61 back left to play.
Could it be Queen's full?
It could definitely be Queen's full. It could be Queens, 9s, 6s, or 5s easily as played.
And then the king.
Yeah, this is a mistake from Joe. I mean, I don't blame him. This guy could easily have aces or kings, and it's so hard to fold on this river. But
There's an aces that you mentioned, which is what Sirac is targeting.
He bets.
Goes for 35, I believe.
It's just too much. Look at this guy. Oh my God, this guy does the Hollywood. It's just too much. This guy could easily, at this point in the main, he can easily have a vote here. And he's not the type of player that will ever bluff, so you just want to give yourself room to get away cheaper.
It would be such a a deeply unexpected spot in which
It's
to
hard to
produce.
even have the combos. He does do it, and
C-Rock is so sick here. He knows it. Look how sick this man is.
C-Rock doesn't like it.
God.
He asks for a count, by the way. You saw the visceral reaction, and now a page out of Mora's book with the...
I mean, this is like the bubble. This guy's an amateur. It's the bubble of the final table of the main. There's a short stack with literally 5 big blinds.
F Burger.
But I think he's, also lamenting the fact that Griff has us beat here. Always.
We can remove the aces and kings here because Griff would have no incentive to ask for the extra 26 million.
I'm not going to.
When he could just flat, and Griff shows him
You want to fold it
quads.
to the flop, Fritz.
I'm
At 8-7.
I'm not going to make you guys wait.
At 8-7. 4-5.
Good fold, Joe.
8-7's never good on the river there. With the raise.
That's a fucking sick.
That's just a cooler.
Yeah. What a hand. Or does he just call? Looks like he goes for the latter.
Queen Jack suited, a pretty one, but Sirach has no desires.
Perhaps Ostet only goes for the call in this situation. Maybe not. These are interesting as well when a short stack goes all in. And we have some chips and people behind us.
But the thing is, Nick, the short stack didn't go all in. It did raise an amount that I would think to myself is a commitment. He's sort of put a ring on this ace-jack, has he not? And in that sense, the ace-king performs well against a whole array of kit.
You're absolutely right. And can Coelho find something? He's got the draw to the 10.
But might he also...
Looks like we got a final table.
Instead, as we see the follow-through check, interacts with that king-queen quite a bit.
I think he has those suspicions. Of course, 7s and 8s are possible, but no folding the draw to the nuts at this point.
Such a gross spot. You know you're toast. You got dust.
Nicholas Snap asks for it.
There are times we have 10 outs. There are times we're in the lead, perhaps, ahead of ace-10 suited. This is also the biggest spot in the world, in the biggest tournament in the world. Take your time, of course. It does go in. Cards are on their back.
$27.4 million chip pot. And the first bout for a shorty to potentially bring us to the final table of this year's main. Can the 36-year-old from Porto find the 10 he needs and fight on? Not so far. As we inch closer to our final 9. 3 actual outs of 4. 10 of clubs gone. Can Diogo find it? No.
What a run. Incredible run for Coelho, and just like that, Ali, the final table has been reached, my friend.
Club's gone.
We got chip leader's Griff. He's almost certainly not going to win. Then we got Brian Kim. What a spot. 94 million. C-Rock, 83. And Lena, almost 80. One of those guys will win for sure. This guy Angelov played well too. Oh, great stream, guys. I'm going to call it. Thank you all for being here. My phone died, so I couldn't read chat. I don't know how to read chat on this thing. W Autism. Shout out Ragnar Overby, Greg. 30 active. Wow. Growth. It's the type of growth that really does not satisfy a woman, does it? We got It's Dip Dip, King Donkey, Dean C, and 27 other people. All right, GG. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. How do I end this thing? You guys want a little bonus coverage? What do you say, guys? One in the chat if you want some bonus coverage. We'll find something, because what YouTube does is if I go into too much stuff, they'll just end the stream automatically for copyright. One in the chat if you guys want some bonus coverage. Let's see, we're getting some ones here. All right, so I'm going to go to my main YouTube page. Oh, here we go. Bonus coverage time. You guys want Tom Dwan on private games, crypto, and the $3.1 million Wesley hand? Or let's do that one before they copyright us.
Okay, every once in a while here on 888 Ride, we get somebody really special. When I think of one of the legends of the game, online legends, the original GOATs, you think of Tom Dwan. Let's go get him.
So normally I could read the chat on my phone, so I don't have to do this, but now I can only read the chat here. That should be good.
Each and every summer, thousands upon thousands of poker players descend upon Las Vegas.
Let's just drive to the fucking series. Why not, right?
Okay, let's do it.
Go.
Tom Dwan, guys. I got Tom Dwan in the car.
Can drive there and wave it somewhere or some shit.
Okay.
Wait, so sorry, what's your bit? What's your intro?
Well, I usually go, thousands upon thousands of poker players descend upon Las Vegas with hopes of winning millions of dollars and a World Series of Poker bracelet. But I've got Tom Dwan in the car, who seemingly doesn't care about World Series of Poker bracelets. What do you care about? Like, what is it that inspires you? What drives you? Huh?
I'll take the millions of dollars.
Okay, so you want the $1 million.
Yeah, what's the bracelet about?
Do you care about the bracelets?
Not really.
Not at all.
I mean, when I did the bracelet bets, it was because it would have helped for sponsorship shit back then when it was like Full Tilt and Stars days.
Right.
Now we're getting like another poker boom kind of bit, so yeah, I guess it kind of like pains me to admit that it matters, but I guess it does matter.
But you don't really care about it.
No, I mean, I guess since it matters, I do a little bit, but it's like I'm like embarrassed to admit it to myself that I do a little bit,
Hey, talk about the evolution of you as, I want to go through a couple things. First, as a poker player, from the early days where you were just everybody's favorite online and where you are today. I mean, I commentated on you when you beat Phil Ivey.
Yeah, you just told me that. I didn't remember that.
Which,
that was your
at the time, by the way, was the biggest pot in the history of televised poker. $1.1 million, 4 clubs on the turn, and you got 6-7 versus ace-deuce. How is your game, how have you as a person, as a poker player, evolved over the last, 18 years, 17 years?
I mean, that hand wasn't that long. That hand was like 10 years ago. 12 years ago. Maybe 12.
No, that was like 2009, dude.
Really?
Yeah, at least 15 years ago, 16 years ago.
Well, I think online was a lot more prevalent, and now a lot more of the high stakes games are live. Now to be playing high stakes online is a lot more complicated. I didn't see that coming. If you told me in 2009 I was going to be playing, like spending more and more time playing live poker than online, I never would have seen that coming. But then again, I, didn't know that the sites were going to get shut down and shit, so.
Hey, from a poker perspective, tournament perspective, we have seen Victor Blom, one of the online crushers from yesteryear, here at the World Series of Poker, playing some of the big high rollers and running pretty deep. Can you see yourself getting there? Can we see Tom Dwan playing for bracelets? Like Victor Blum?
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably play the PLOs. Like I might day 2 the 10K. I'll probably play the 25 and the 50.
You play the main?
Yeah, I have some shit to do around then though, because the main's like
it's like July 4th.
6th or 7th is like the last days. I got to be in LA like the 6th or 7th. Maybe I could come
Do you
back.
just not have
I
the
don't know.
patience to do that many days, grinding that many players?
I mean, if you knew you're going to run deep enough, obviously I'm happy to. But the reality is a lot of times it's like a few days set aside.
Like, do you want to go Do you want to go 4 days and win $16,000?
Yeah, that doesn't sound that great. You know?
But it sounds good to me.
I mean, there's a lot of cash games going.
Right. No, I get it.
Plus, there's the days off in between and shit too, right?
Like, cash game scene right now. The landscape has changed. It's a lot of private games now. How have you found that? What do you think of it? Is it? I know some of the professional poker players are kind of against it and think it's it's not right. You got to like know the right people and massage the right people to get in. What's your opinion of that?
I mean, they might be against it, but that's like the old man shouts at cloud kind of shit, right? Like, this is happening, it's there, and part of why it's there is because a lot of the power structures for a long time listened to the most vocal people, which was often the pros, because the pros, are going to spend more effort and time trying to push rules in their favor, push structure in a way that's better for them. And imagine, for example, someone like Santosh, right? When Santosh first came last summer.
How awesome is that, by the way? Santosh, $5.4 million. He won a bracelet.
Awesome. That's true. When he first came last summer, everyone was trying to pull him 100 different directions, and he's really nice, so he just said yes to a lot of people, right? And then sure enough, at a certain point, he started getting a bit annoyed, right? And I think I don't even know if he said this, that's at least my read. Right, but like, that kind of stuff happens, and then what you get is more and more private games, right? And I don't really like that, but that's kind of a consequence of, I don't think
the predatory world that poker is sometimes. Is that what it is?
I mean, I would put that, on the online sites and the World Series more than anyone. I think even Triton has some blame in that, and I think Triton is better than almost every other organization in poker with that. That we cater more to the VIPs, to the businessmen. We try to not let their voices get drowned out by the pros that are louder because they're, they care more about it or whatever. But if you don't spend a bunch of time trying to think of
I'll just let this ride, guys. I'm gonna make a orange jelly sandwich.
what the businessmen want, what the recreationals want, then the people that do will set up a game or a tournament or whatever that they like more, and all of a sudden the pros will be like, oh wait, I want to go play that one because that's the best game. So I kind of think it's more of like an inevitability that this stuff will happen. I wish the organization spent more time on it. I think the only one that spends even a little bit of time on it is Triton, and that's part of where our success comes from. So.
I want to talk about the two big hands that I was lucky enough to commentate on. The commission that you have yet to pay me. No, but
this is the commission, bud.
This is it. Wow. So 1.1 million off Phil Ivey, and $3.1 million pot off Wesley on Hustler Casino Live. Take us through those moments, and not just at the time of your career, at the time of your life, what it was like to win a 7-figure pot. When you were relatively a young man back in 2009, I want to say.
I mean, the Ivy, when we were playing giant pots against each other all the time, and in Bellagio, and I think mostly Bellagio back then. I don't think that one was.
So was it not a big deal except for the fact that it was on TV?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was probably one of the bigger pots we played, but we played a lot of big pots, and then we played big pots in Macau after and stuff. Yeah, I think that one wasn't as. That one might have meant more to other people than it did to me, kind of thing, right? Because for me, it was like, yeah, it just happened to be on TV. The Wesley one was a bit different because Wesley and I never really played big, right? And you had all these different dynamics of like, in hindsight, like, yeah, I was probably quite a large amount right with my guesses, but at the time I'm like, I'm paying off this guy that's basically a nit. because I have all these 7 different reads that I think kind of add up.
What were the reads, by the way? It was such a weird hand.
You know, so I kind of went into that day thinking he was likely to go for it a bit extra. So I didn't really
Against you?
Just in general, but probably if I had to guess, step 1 was go for it a bit extra. And then step 2 was probably a little more against me than other people.
Right, there's a notch in a belt. I mean, hey, listen, like, I bluffed Tom Dwan, right? That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, that was my guess, but like, I wasn't very sure of either of those reads. And then obviously I think Doug, like, gave away quite a lot when he, you know, the way he acted when he saw Wesley's cards, right? And then I think Wesley...
Which created a whole awkward... I know Doug felt so bad about it. He did everything he could not to give anything away.
I don't think that's true. I mean, I think he did it not perfect, right? Like, I think that's the reality is...
Okay.
If you see the guy as ace king on the button, you look down, and unless you have, like... If I had 2 10s, I would just be like, throw it away and yell at the guy, right? Like, whatever, right? Yell at him after the hand, right? It's different if Wesley had Jack 7 suited, then you're in a weirder spot, but, like... Okay. I've had this kind of spot a lot where you happen to see someone's cards, you try to say nothing till the hand's over, right? In other words, if you can just fold, you fold, right? If, you know, if it's a spot you got to play, like I had one the other day in a PLO game here where I was in the tank on the river for a while with a hand I was for sure going to bet because I was like, how do I explain? I had seen like one of the guy's cards, right? So it was a spot, I think I had like the nuts or basically the nuts, but I was like, I happen to have seen this guy's card. I kind of.
But you also have the nuts.
Right, and I was like thinking of how I was going to, I forget what I even ended up doing in that spot. But basically my point is if you don't have like something you got to do, like in Doug's spot, he could just fold, right? He has ace king, the guy has ace king on the button, you can just fold almost all your hands.
And not say anything until after the hand.
Yeah, after the hand, you can be like, you fucking idiot. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
I saw both of your fucking cards. You're a poker player. Like, what are you doing? You know? But then Wesley also never acknowledged that, right? If Wesley had, soon after Doug said that, if Wesley had acknowledged that, I think it would have, right, if he had been like, oh, yeah, you saw my cards, I would have been less trusting of my read on that. Right? The fact that he never acknowledged that, like, and then throughout the hand, kind of every step of what he did fit into this story of like, I just didn't think the guy had it. And then the only question was whether he flopped it or not, or whether he got there. And like that I thought was very possible, but I, you know.
Like just some random bluff that he had that happened to hit like trips or something like that, right?
Yeah, I thought that was very, very possible. But
more possible than aces in that particular spot.
Not on paper, but because of the dynamics of the live read type stuff. Yeah, I thought that was aces was a lot less likely than like an 8 or a rivered straight or some shit.
I'm taking you back, by the way.
Really?
I'm taking you back. See?
All right.
We're good. Hey, so you just mentioned that, you know, if I told you in 2009 that you'd be playing more live poker today, you'd never believed it. What's next for you? Like, what do the next 10 years look like? If I were to bump into you 15 years from now and convince you somehow to give me 9 minutes and do another one of these, what would you be doing? I mean,
we're down from 20 to 9. All right. Yeah. I like this progress.
What would you be doing? Would you still be playing poker? Or are you a businessman? What are you doing?
I like poker. I think a lot of people say they love poker. I'm not sure whether all of them do or not. I definitely don't love poker.
No. Did you used to?
No, I don't know that I ever really did. Right. I think there's some really interesting things about it. If I haven't played for a month, like, yeah, it's fun to go play for a few days. If I'm sitting there grinding, 12, 15 hours a day, every day for a week, I'm not looking forward to playing the 16th hour. I'm like, not to say I won't. If the game's good or whatever, I will, but
is it more work for you?
Well, I think I'm kind of describing, there was, like in the last year, there were, I think, 2 different times I didn't play for a month or 2. The first few days I played, it didn't feel like work at all, right? It's like fun, especially I'm around, like both of those games were around like people I liked, good games, fun games, like everyone's splashy. It didn't feel like work, right? Now, yeah, 3 weeks in, if I've been playing every day, it starts feeling a little bit like work again, right? And I think in time, I would like to have more and more of my time spent playing only when I enjoy it and less of the work type.
What do you do? What does Tom Dwan do when you're not playing poker?
Well, so I've done a bunch of shit throughout the years, some random business stuff, whatever. But the last 2 or 3 years, I've spent a bunch more time on crypto, and I think there's a good chance that continues. I just think the opportunity there is pretty strong, and it's.
Are you giving crypto advice right now?
We're not at that point yet, but
okay.
But I think it's like there's definitely some stuff I find a bit more rewarding with that, right? It's not zero sum, and it happens. There's a lot of overlap between poker and crypto, so if I could have the same level of kind of access to AI deal flow that I did crypto, maybe I would spend time there, but I don't. It happens. A bunch of the people in crypto love poker, so it's a little easier to open doors and stuff there. And those are two of the industries I think are going to have the better returns in the next decade or so.
Controversy, obviously you have been in and around poker for such a long time now. And in many ways, like you're the face of the poker boom, I think. People think about...
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Because, I think people look at Chris Moneymaker and they go, okay, we look at Rounders.
I feel like he's way more the face.
He might be the face, but I just feel like when we look at online and we look at the boom and we think of the players that kind of came out of that, the young generation that came out of that, you and Phil Galfond and the Jason Coons of the world, and all those players that kind of started playing online, many people looked up to you as just like the original, the original GOAT.
Okay. I didn't really know that.
No?
Oh.
How do you, if you didn't know it, it's going to be hard to answer the question, but I'll ask it anyway. How do you deal with that sometimes? Like fans coming up to you and just like, people that just absolutely like, Tom Dwan, oh my God, pictures and this and...
I think I generally try to find time for fans. I think like if they're coming up often, it means, a minute of my time, maybe they'll remember for a while or whatever.
1 minute's fine, apparently. They asked for 20, though. Forget it.
No, I've definitely had times people, like, I'm in the middle of something or people aren't respectful or whatever, or try to, and then I'll kind of, like, cut stuff a little short or whatever. But I think, 90% or whatever of the people that come up are, like, generally respectful. I think, anyone who's, like, thinking about that, I generally don't mind them doing it. The people that aren't thinking about that are the ones that I wish wouldn't, because I've definitely had a few of those, right? Where people are a little
You're having dinner with friends or something, somebody comes up to them.
Family's sad. I've had people like interrupt when like my mom's sad or, or girlfriend or ex or whatever is sad or something. And like this kind of moment and they come up to interrupt and it's like, fuck off, I'm busy. Like,
right. I get that. That's got to be hard.
I had one time at dinner with my mom and dad and, like 10 years ago or something here, and someone interrupted and I was like too nice to him, and maybe it was 12 years ago. Like, my dad never got upset by anything like that. He always was, and it was like one time it slightly hurt his feelings and it changed how it was a little. I was like, from then I was like a little sterner after, because the guy was like being an asshole and I was like nice anyway.
You've been in the limelight for a while. Controversy naturally follows you. There have been some instances.
I don't know why that is the case, but I think there's been moments that has been. Right. And I think it's kind of something that's not my favorite thing in the poker world. It's probably part of why I like stepped away from like a few areas. I thought when like Full Tilt went down, I thought a lot of people gave me shit like really fucking unfairly. And then recently, like I had, a guy that used to be my friend that I thought was a complete asshole. And a bunch of people messaged me and very few of them like said stuff, right? It's like, I don't know. I feel like people look at, like poker world type people look at that stuff from like an equity perspective of like, oh, it's not that plus EV for them to speak up, so then they don't. And I don't know. I don't like how the poker world is PR wise.
Okay, so some of the controversy that's followed you is maybe, money you owe, debts you haven't paid back. I have no judgment on this because I don't know any of the stories, but I'm curious if you have any comment on those things.
I definitely haven't handled every situation perfect in my life. It happens that the stuff that people were talking about that were public were spots where I didn't do anything wrong, or at least at the most like a very small thing. And people who know the situations know those, but people tried to paint a certain story, and unfortunately certain people in poker didn't mind adding to that fire when they, should have known better or did know better. Including some of the poker sites, believe it or not.
I'm sure.
But luckily we're arriving here, so I won't go shit on people that planted stories about me.
That's fair.
And tried to pretend it wasn't them.
Okay, before I park and let you out, I'm going to ask you one last question. Why are David Tuchman and Nick Wealthall the best commentating duo?
You mean used to be?
No. David Tuchman and Nick Wealthall. Why are we the best? Go ahead. The answer is very simple. Who is Nick Wealthall?
Who's that?
Right, thank you. Hey, Tom, thank you so much. I would say good luck in the World Series of Poker, but I don't know.
I might play tomorrow. The 10K.
Go fucking get him, okay?
I'm gonna try.
Hey.
That was a
We can't do it.
handshake.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. That wasn't bad, right?
It wasn't bad. You didn't extend it. It wasn't bad.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Go fucking get him, guys. That's it.